I just passed the first and most difficult part of launching my online accounting firm, and that is the launch phase. And it's the most difficult point because 95% of people don't pass this, and this is because of self-belief issues. In other words, you don't know if you've got what it takes to be able to make it successful. And in today's video, I want to share the tools and resources, specifically courses, that help me tremendously in passing this first stage, which is the launch phase. And just a caveat, I'm by no means affiliated to any of these courses or any of these people. I'm probably too small still to be, but essentially I'm going to be giving you my honest opinion on these specific courses that I took, and if it's worth it or not, if you may be thinking of doing the same. So I invested into 5 specific courses, and these are guys that are quite popular on YouTube as well. That's how I got most of them. The first one is by our guy, you know him already, Iman Gadzhi, and he's a very interesting character because he essentially started a social media marketing agency back in 2017 when he was like 18 or 19. Now, honestly speaking, this was the first course that I invested into because I didn't know how the heck I was going to approach the online landscape. I'm from a small city here in the middle of nowhere. It's called a place called Botswana. And essentially, we don't really operate on an online system. We don't even have e-commerce here. But I would say this course gave me good groundwork to be able to say, okay, listen, this is how you start an online business. And from here, one thing that I like that he did is he gave me like sort of a roadmap to say, day 1 to day 10, you do this, day 10 to day 50. Now, it's important to note that this course isn't specifically, well, the majority of them are not directed on how to launch an accounting firm. More to do so with how to launch an online business. And the 2 biggest takeaways that I got here was how to reach clients. And essentially, I landed on social media marketing and then also cold email outreach. These are the 2 things that I would say this course gave me an introduction into them. Not an in-depth knowledge of how to do them, but rather like, listen, this is what you need to do, go and figure out how to do it. And then secondly, a quote from Iman that helped me prioritize my tasks is he says that focus on income producing activities and not like other activities such as worrying about your SOPs and those type of things. Because honestly, if you've been in the accounting practice, it's the same principles. You're still going to get your client, you have to categorize their transactions, you have to do some sort of an onboarding where you connect their QuickBooks with your account, and it's the same process with all of the clients. So rather focus on marketing and sales and getting new clients. I would rate this course a 3 out of 5 if I have to give it an honest rating. Second up, a big help, and literally most of his things are for free. You know him, his name is Hormozi. He is one of the biggest inspirations when it comes to launching my business. Now, as you know, everything he provides is mostly free. You can access it on his website and you can go through the training. It's like hours and hours of training, everything for free. And the biggest components that I learned from him was how to develop a strong offer. And he says that develop an offer so strong people feel stupid saying no. His second course was about getting leads. And like I first thought he was talking about like a lead adapter. And I don't understand this term until obviously I read the book and I went through the materials. And then I saw, okay, no, what he means by leads is getting people interested in your product. Essentially getting customers. Now, honestly speaking, I've read his books probably 2 or 3 or even 4 times. And there's still some concepts which I need to go brush up on. But I would recommend his courses because honestly, everything is for free. 5 out of 5. Go firstly to him if you want to go learn how to do business. Next up, after the foundations of Iman Gadzhi and then Hormozi, I had the question of, okay, so I want to do cold email marketing. How do I do this? And there's this guy on YouTube, he's called Legion J. And honestly speaking, I don't want to speak badly about him, but I have to give you my honest opinion. His course was not as good as I wanted it to be. And my reasoning for this is his stuff was sort of all over the place. Like he hosts his course on a platform called school.com, and it feels like he would just screen record randomly, and you know, like there seems to be no structure to his material. Although I still learned a lot from his stuff, but most of the stuff that is in his paid courses is available in his free YouTube content. I did learn a lot from him about setting up your cold email marketing system, but I feel like he could have gone more in depth. For example, about personalization. You know, how do you personalize? What are his steps? Showing the behind the scenes, and he just didn't do that. So for him, I would give him a 1.5 out of 5 rating. Fourthly, there's a guy called James Smith, and I actually did 2 courses of him, but I counted as one. The one is about email marketing, which is internal email marketing, and secondly is about how to do short form content. Now, the one about email marketing felt like he just ran it through ChatGPT and he just gave you like generic type of answers. But I did learn something, which is, he calls it a squeeze page, which is essentially when you lead a customer to a page to give them a free resource to get their email address. Now, it's important that with your squeeze pages, you need to offer a lot of value. Like, you can't just give someone something worthless. It needs to be valuable. But with his short form content creation course, this was quite an interesting course. I'm actually still busy with it, but I did learn a bit about how short form works, what his strategy is, and honestly, I'd give him a 3.5 out of 5 rating. And I would say this is a non-negotiable. When you're launching an online business, you'll have to have some sort of social media presence for your company. And then lastly on the list, because I did not work for an accounting firm, I don't really know how the behind the scenes processes work of onboarding clients, service contracts, all of those niche type of things, which I told you about the guy that I spoke on Instagram with. He was waiting to complete those things. So the next course is called Agency Accelerator. Now, as I mentioned, this course was specifically designed for accountants who want to start an accounting agency, and I took extensive notes on my Notion page of all of these resources that I got here. This was actually extremely valuable because, like I said, I don't know how to manage an accounting firm. Now, other things that I learned was how to price. For example, he talks about having a 3-tiered pricing system, which is silver, gold, and platinum. And that essentially helps your customer simplify your pricing, because some accounting firms price per hour or per task, or makes it extremely confusing. The rating I give for this course is a 4 out of 5. Honestly, I would recommend this. Now, as I mentioned, if you'd like a summary of everything that I learned in these specific courses and if it's worth it or not, then just check the link in the description. And if you're interested in finding out why I decided to start an accounting firm and why you should also maybe think about doing it, you can go and watch this video that will be linked up here. But I'll see you there. Cheers.